friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Connie, for those of you who don't know, and today we'll be filming a blush declutter, as you can tell from the title. So in front of me are just pretty much all of my blushes, or the ones that I could find right now, and I also have a couple more that were in my everyday makeup drawer. So I think I'm gonna go over these ones first. So the first blush I have is by MAC, and this is one of their Glow Play blushes, and this is in the shade So Natural, and this is what it looks like. This is one of my newer blushes, and I have yet to use this blush, so I will be keeping this one for sure. I've heard pretty good reviews about this blush. It's like a cream to powder finish. The next blush I have is by ColourPop, and this is in the shade Meteorite. And this is more of like a nude toned blush. I thought it was going to be a lot peachier when I bought it, but I honestly enjoy the fact that it is a lot more neutral. So I'm going to be keeping this one. The next blush that I have in my everyday makeup drawer is by Wet n Wild, and this is in the shade Nudist Society. And it's like a peach with a bunch of glitters in it pretty much. So when I want a little bit more shimmer, I will reach for this one, but I do like this blush a lot. And then the next blush I have in my everyday makeup drawer is this Bare Minerals Gen Nude blush, and it's in the shade Bellini Brunch. So I got this blush a long time ago, and I don't know, I kind of just put it aside for a little bit, but since now that it's summer, I have brought it out, and I've been extremely obsessed with this blush, and it's just like a really peachy orange blush, and it kind of gives you that sunburnt look, but I've been enjoying using this blush, so I will be keeping this for sure. So I'm going to start by picking up the blushes that I know I want to keep for sure, which are these three right here. These are my Patrick Ta blushes. You can definitely see that I've gotten a lot of use out of them because of all of the fingerprints, but I'm going to show you guys each blush from left to right. I am obsessed with his blushes. The first blush that I have by Patrick Ta is in the shade She's Sincere, and this is more of his peachy nude blush. The next Patrick Ta blush I have is in the shade She's Passionate, and this is more of a pinky nude. He just came out with a new collection of blushes, and I definitely want to try them out. The last blush I have by Patrick Ta is in the shade She's Seductive, and this is I think this is the darkest nude that he has, but I do enjoy this one a lot, so I'll be keeping this. The next blush that I know I want to keep for sure is by Cover FX, and this is in the shade Soft Peach. And I have gotten so much use out of this blush, as you can tell. And this is probably one of my favorite blush formulas. I only have the one in this shade, but I'm honestly obsessed, so I'm keeping this for sure. The next thing I have is right here. It's by NARS. This is in the shade Adoration, and this is their Dual Intensity blush. These came out so long ago. I used this side for a long time, and then I started to mix in this one slightly, but I am a big fan of this shade right here, so I am going to be keeping this blush by NARS, and it's the only blush that I do have by NARS, so I'll be keeping this for sure. So now is where I'm having a hard time. I think I'm gonna pick out blushes that I know I'll get rid of. So the first thing I have is an Almay eyeshadow quad actually, and I actually ended up using this as a blush because there's different, it's all the same color, but it's glittery and shimmer and matte, and I thought it would be a good blush, and I honestly loved it for a while, but I don't really use this as a blush anymore, so I'm going to pass this along. Everything that I'm getting rid of today, I'm either giving to family or friends, or if it's too old, I'll be throwing away. The next blush that I have is by NYX, and this is in the shade Pink the Town. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't really remember the last time I used this blush. I feel like I might have just only swatched it. So I'm going to pass along this blush just because I know I haven't used it in a while, and I probably won't use it. The next two blushes I have are by Essence. The first one is the Satin Touch blush in the shade Satin Coral, and I remember when everybody was obsessed with these blushes. I actually don't think I've used this blush. I think I might keep this one just to use it out a little bit more because it is a lot lighter than the blushes that I have in my collection. So I might just keep this one. I'm going to put this one in the maybe pile. The next blush I have is the Essence Matte Touch Blush. This is in the shade Peach Me Up, and I honestly thought this was going to be a lot more orange toned than pink. And this is pretty light for me, I think. So I think I'm going to pass this one along. The next blush I have is also a drugstore blush. This is the Burt's Bees blush in Bare Peach. And I used to have the one in Toasted Cinnamon, and I was absolutely obsessed with that one. But honestly, I haven't used this blush in a long time. I think I'll swatch it just to see. Yeah, this is, I don't know. I feel like it's super light. I'm not sure. I think I'm just going to pass this one along because I haven't used it in a while. The next blush that I have is by Wet n Wild, and this is in Mellow Wine. I remember when this blush was in the old packaging, I was absolutely obsessed with it. But I feel like I haven't really reached for it that much. But I do want to kind of keep it just for a drugstore option. And I feel like this would be a lot better when it's like winter and fall and stuff. So I think I'm going to keep this one. The next blush that I have is by L'Oreal, and this is their Paradise Enchanted blush in the shade Just Curious. And I don't know why I was so obsessed with bright orange blushes because I feel like those look very similar, the Burt's Bees and the L'Oreal one. I just don't think that I would use this. It feels super soft and it's not old or anything, but I just don't think I'll be reaching for this. And there's nothing against the product. I just think it's, I don't know, I just don't like packaging like this. And it kind of is taking up a lot of room in my collection. So I might just pass this along, and I don't know. I did enjoy it when I used it, but I'm going to pass this one along. So the next two blushes I have are by Becca, and I think I have a problem because I honestly did not even know that I had two blushes by Becca, which is why I'm going to declutter. I have this one. It's the Luminous Blush in the shade Tiger Lily, and wow, okay, so this one is very orange as well. This is a very like satin luminous orange blush. I just don't know why I had such a thing for orange blushes. Like, I do love my Bare Minerals one that I decided to keep, but I feel like I don't need that many orange blushes. I'm just gonna put this one in the maybe pile because I'm not sure if I want to keep it or not. Next Becca blush that I have is their mineral blush in the shade Wild Honey. So this blush is a really nude blush. I have no idea why I never used this. That's such a pretty color too. I'm definitely going to keep this blush for sure. The next blush that I have is super old. This is probably the oldest blush. I think this was the first blush I ever got. I'm pretty sure I took this blush from my mom. This is by Estee Lauder, I'm pretty sure. And this is in the shade Shimmer Mandarin Sky. And I honestly don't even remember the last time I used this blush. I'm just going to throw this out. I don't know, I used to keep things for nostalgia, but honestly, this is probably super disgusting. It feels so hard. Okay, yeah. We're just gonna throw this one out because nobody deserves to put this on their face, but I don't know. It's just so crazy. This is my first blush ever, so I'm just gonna get rid of this. The next things that I have here are these Tarte stacks. The set came with 3 during this past holiday, but I gave one to my sister. I thought I would get a lot of use out of them, but I'm gonna be honest, like, I just haven't gotten a lot of use out of them, and I don't really see myself reaching for them. This one I think I'm going to declutter because I do have one blush similar to that already. I'm probably never gonna wear a blush that's bright pink. And this as a highlight is probably way too dark for me. I would have just used it as like an eyeshadow or something, but I haven't touched this yet, so I don't think I will. So I'll pass this on to someone that can get more use out of this. The shades in the black one are New Year's Eve, Decked Out, and Mistletoe, by the way. This is a part of their 9 Ways to Shine cheek wardrobe. So the next one that I have is in the shades Snow Kissed, Prize, and Peppermint Mocha. This one has like rose gold packaging. The other one was a silver metallic packaging. So this is what this one looks like. I feel like this one I would probably get the most use out of because the bronzer seems to be pretty neutral. And then there's this blush and this highlight. I wasn't sure whether to keep it in my bronzer drawer or my highlight drawer. I think I'm gonna just move this to my everyday makeup drawer and see if I get use out of it. And then I'll keep it, but if I am not reaching for it, I definitely will pass it on eventually. The next blush that I have is by Nude Sticks, and this is in the shade Sweet Peach Peony, and I filmed a video using this in one of my last videos, and this is the only cream blush that I own, so I'm definitely gonna keep this for sure. I really did enjoy this when I used it, and so yeah, I'm just gonna keep this one. So I do have a couple Tarte blushes. I'm just gonna put these aside in my maybe pile because I'm not sure what I want to do with these, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about later. I also have quite a few MAC blushes, and I'm gonna be honest, I think I'm just gonna keep all of them because I do enjoy them a lot. The first one is a cult classic. I have it in the shade Melba. I honestly think this is just so pretty. I'm gonna swatch that right there. So that is Melba by MAC. The next shade I have is in Peaches, and this is a pretty orange blush. It does match the Burt's Bees and L'Oreal one pretty well. It might be a tad bit more pink toned. And then the last blush that I have is in the shade Pinch Me, and this is a more mauve-y toned blush, and I think this will work for fall. Okay, so now that I'm looking at it, because I'm keeping Pinch Me by MAC, I feel like I don't need to keep Mellow Wine by Wet n Wild. I'm just gonna swatch this really quick and compare it to Pinch Me. Yeah, so they do look similar enough. Mellow Wine is a little bit more berry toned, but because I am going to keep Pinch Me, I don't think I need Mellow Wine. Next blush that I have is by Physicians Formula, and this is just a sample. This is the Muru Muru Butter Blush in the shade Vintage Rouge. I honestly haven't tried anything by Physicians Formula. I don't know. Maybe I'll swatch it just to see what it looks like. That is super pretty now that I look at it. I think I might just keep this to try it and just to have a drugstore option. The next blush that I have is this Milani palette, and this is in the shade Flowers of Love. I know they do have a couple variations, and this is what it looks like. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that I've really used this palette, so I'm not gonna swatch it, and I'm just going to pass it on. I think these blushes are super beautiful, but honestly I don't find myself reaching for palettes that often. I would prefer to reach for just a single blush, so I am going to pass this on. The next blush I have is by Kylie Cosmetics, and I only have one blush by her, and I think I'm going to just keep this blush because I don't have any other blushes by her. The next four blushes that I have are all Anastasia quads, so I'm just gonna open them all up and see what they look like. Honestly, I'm literally the queen of just buying stuff and not using them. I feel like right away, this one right here, I know I'm not gonna use. This one kind of looks like a bronzer. It's super cool tone, but this one's so pretty. When am I ever gonna wear a purple blush? I'm not going to wear a purple blush. This is in the shade Pool Party. I'm going to pass this one along for sure. Okay, so now this is hard. I honestly haven't even used these yet. I don't want to hold on to them if I'm not going to use them. I feel like this one is so pretty. I'm just going to swatch this to see what that looks like. That is super bright. But I do love these colors right here though. They look so pretty. They're so peachy. I think I'm going to keep this one for sure, just because I know I'll probably get the most use out of this one. The one that I decided to keep was in the shade Peachy Love. The one that I was looking at is in the shade Cocktail Party, and this one looks like a bronzer right here. Like, this definitely is not a blush, but the thing is, I feel like this color right here, it just looks amazing. That looks so beautiful to me. I don't think I will ever use a blush like that though, so I'm just gonna pass this along because I feel like someone else would get a lot of use out of it, and that was my first time swatching them, so someone else could just get better use out of this, honestly. And then the last one I have right here is in the shade Pink Passion. I don't have blushes that are this color, but I honestly don't know if I will ever really use colors like this. I don't know. Why did I buy this? So I think I'm just gonna pass this one along, to be honest. That makes me so sad. But yeah, I'm gonna pass this one along as well. The next thing I'm going to tackle are these palettes. This is one of the Jouer blush duos, and it's in the shade Terracotta Sands and Hot Coral. And I'm definitely gonna keep this for sure. I haven't really used it that much, so I definitely want to try getting more use out of these colors for sure. I think the packaging is so beautiful. The next palette that I have is by Smashbox, and this is in LA Lights, and they have the shades Rich Coral, True Coral, and Highlight Coral, and I think I'm just going to get rid of this because I definitely don't use it, and I don't really see myself using it anytime soon, so someone else can enjoy this. The next palette that I have is by NARS. So, okay, I thought this was the only NARS product that I had, but I do have this one. This is their Star Scene Cheek palette. I still have it in the box because I haven't used it yet, but the packaging on this is so beautiful. This is what the palette looks like. I am obsessed with this packaging, and like I said, it's in the shade Star Scene, and it has Instant Replay, Divine, and Hard Party. This is what the palette looks like. I honestly am obsessed with this middle shade. It looks so beautiful. It kind of looks a little similar to the Jouer one, but maybe a little bit more pink. I am so excited to use this. I have not used it yet, so I'm definitely going to keep this for sure. The next palette that I have is by Becca, and this was definitely limited edition. It was their Ypres Ski Glow face palette, I'm pretty sure, and it came out for holiday one year, I think, and I love this. I don't really use the darker shades that much. The shades that are in here are Rose Quartz, Icicle, Winterberry, Blush Copper, Opal, and Bronzed Bondi. I have been using Rose Quartz and Opal. I just don't have a palette like this, so I'm definitely gonna keep this palette for sure. The next palette that I have is also a Becca palette. This is the Becca Chrissy Teigen palette, and it has the colors Rose Gold, Hibiscus Bloom, Malibu Soleil, and Beach Nectar. I honestly think this palette is so beautiful. I haven't really used it that much just because it has been tucked away in my collection, but I think these highlights are so beautiful, so I think I'm just gonna keep this. I think they're so gorgeous. The orange one is so pretty. I definitely am going to keep this for sure. I just love Becca palettes, and I get along so well with their products. This is just so hard because I typically declutter as I go. This is the BH Cosmetics Blushing and Bali palette, and I am going to keep this just to have a drugstore option because I don't really have any drugstore blush palettes, so I'm definitely going to keep this for sure. And this highlight right there, I was more attracted towards the blushes, which is why I put it in my blush collection. So I'm definitely going to keep this. The next palette is my Bronze Squad Cheek Leaders palette by Benefit. I honestly didn't know where to put this palette, whether to put it in my blush drawer or my bronzer drawer or my highlighter drawer, but I have been using it for the blush and highlighters. I don't really use the bronzers in here that much, which is why I did keep it in my blush drawer, so I am going to be keeping this for sure. I am obsessed with this palette. Okay, the next palette I have, if you guys know what this palette is, you have been in the beauty community for a very long time. This is a collab with Lorac and Pirates of the Caribbean. I know I don't want to save things for nostalgia, but I honestly, look at how amazing that quality is. It is literally so good. The blushes, they feel amazing. The highlights feel amazing. They're so soft. And I've never really found another Lorac product that is like this. I might just keep this one for nostalgia. I really loved this palette. So I'm just gonna keep this. So now we have this Z palette from Ulta. And it has 4 Ulta blushes in there, and I don't reach for these ever, and they really look like the same exact shades to me, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't remember using any of these at all. They are very pretty. Wow, that is very pigmented. I don't know if you guys remember earlier we put aside these Tarte blushes, and I was thinking maybe I could just depot them because they do have that little hole in the back where you can push the pans out and put them into the palette. I could either depot them and put them in there and just have like one massive blush palette, or I can just pass them along. I'm having a hard time. I don't know. I don't really get much use out of these Tarte blushes. I did for a while. I think I'm going to keep this shade right here in the shade Captivating. I don't know. I really do like these shades. Let me swatch Party. I used to have Party in a small sample size. That is so pretty. I think I'm gonna just keep all of my Tarte blushes maybe. Yeah, I might just keep all of my Tarte blushes and then just declutter these Ulta blushes. So these were also in my maybe pile. I'm definitely gonna declutter the Essence blush. And then I think I'm also just gonna declutter this Becca blush because I don't think I'm ever gonna use it. It is so beautiful though. I think someone else could just get use out of this blush. So now that I look at everything, I might just, I don't know, I have to get rid of more, I know this. So let me compare my MAC blushes with my Tarte blushes. So here are the swatches from the 3 Tarte blushes and the 3 MAC blushes and then the Kylie blush. I think I'm just going to get rid of the Kylie blush right here. I'm just going to pass that along. So now we're left with the bottom 6 blushes. I think I'm going to, which one is this? This is in the shade Risque, which is this one right here. I think I'm just gonna declutter that one. This is where I'm having such a hard time. So here are the blushes that I'm looking at. I think I'm just gonna keep all the blushes that I do have because I did declutter an okay amount. So I'm just gonna keep my MAC blushes and my Tarte blushes. And then just looking through everything I kept, I think I'm just gonna get rid of the 9 Ways to Shine palette because I'm not gonna use this. Okay, there you go. I'm gonna declutter that as well. So in total, I will be decluttering 19 blushes and including palettes and stuff like that. If I counted them all individually, it would definitely be more than 19, but I'm counting this palette as 1. And then I am keeping 25 palettes and blushes. It's almost 50%, but I think we did a good job. I'm just going to show you guys really quick everything that I'm keeping and everything I am getting rid of. So here are all of the blushes that I'm getting rid of, and honestly this makes me feel so much better because I definitely didn't need all of these blushes if they were just sitting in my drawers and not going anywhere, not being used. So I feel a lot better about getting rid of all of these blushes. So again, here is everything that I am keeping, and I feel like this is a lot more manageable. I know this still is a lot of blushes for one person, but I do love blush a lot. Yeah, this I feel like a lot better. Obviously, I am going to declutter as I go if I really don't see myself using these. But for the meantime, I feel so much better about my collection, even though it may seem like a lot. I just wanted to say I am not bragging in any way. I'm just showing you guys what is in my makeup collection. I do buy all of my makeup with my own money. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and feel free to subscribe to my channel because it is free, and comment down below what you guys want to see next, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Also, I just wanted to say thank you to whoever requested a blush declutter from me. I really appreciate that. I didn't really expect to get as much hype as I did on my videos, so I just wanted to say thank you, and of course I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.